Guys, time is the only resource that we can't get more of, and I want to commit as much time as possible to putting out content that helps more people just like you. The only way that I can do that is if you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Please give me feedback and help me help you. So Stark was bringing up something that kind of triggered a thought to me. He was bringing up the Blue Cross Blue Shield Mississippi state retiree plan. Here it is a supplement with a community rated rate and no drug coverage. So a lot of times they come to us to get their drug coverage, and then we end up weighing, are you better off with this community rated Medicare supplement that's $100 more a month now, or should you just take the lower cost and save that money for the next 15 years until this one catches up? Obviously you can see where I'm leaning on that. Like, you should just go with the lower price one and not worry. The community rate one still goes up a little bit anyway. But the thought here too is, like, if we're talking to people that are writing in multiple states or talking to people that are writing in their own state all over the country, you should always research what the group retiree for state retirees, or even large, like if I lived in Texas, I would want to know what the American Airlines retiree program was like. If I'm writing there primarily, but especially each state retiree program, because they're so different. Alabama has PHIP, which is an advantage plan. Tennessee has a certain type of group advantage plan. Texas had we've had a lot of those even that have moved here that we've written off of the Texas state retiree plan. It was like a Humana advantage plan. But when they come here, they can't use Humana in the area because the network's not strong in Northeast Mississippi, so we end up having to write them something else and get them off of that group plan. But you should know the ins and outs of all the group plans. And in Mississippi, we've learned how to, how to sell those people. Now, there's sometimes that group retiree plan for a state could be the best thing for them. And you need to know that, because we're not just trying to flip them regardless. But in many states, we've found that those group retiree plans for Medicare are not the best thing for them. The individual options are better. So everyone should take the time to learn that. And if you're going to market nationally, find out where your biggest states are and learn the ins and outs of those. Texas, Florida, the Civil War South, the Midwest, or if you're like somebody that's heavy hitting California or New York, you need to find out everything there is to know about those plans. But if you're marketing nationally, everybody knows where the hot states are, where you're going to aim your stuff at, and so you need to learn those plans. Mississippi's is an interesting one. I haven't found a lot of places that are like it. It literally is a Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare supplement, and depending on when they retired, some of them actually have an unlimited 4% co-insurance. So the supplement is a group supplement that pays 16%, and then they have an unlimited 4%. And the plan starts out for like $195 a month, whereas they can get a standard plan G here typically for like $95 a month or something. So it becomes kind of a no-brainer that they should just go ahead and try the other option and save all that money for years. And by the time it does catch up to the price they would have been at a community rated, they would have saved thousands and thousands of dollars over the years. So, but know your state plans. Any other scenarios? The VA one, I'll go over this VA one. It keeps coming up. We did cover it the other day, John, the VA concept. We lean meds up on VA people that don't want to have to go to the VA all the time. Because if they're worried about network already with the VA, let's just give them access to everywhere with a plan in. So we do lean plan in. If they're completely premium averse, then we would compare those options with the zero premium veteran aimed Medicare Advantage plans, especially since some of them are PPOs and have Part B givebacks. And we'd aim kind of like looking at the doctors that have access to what the copays are. And we find that those are very competitive for those people, especially when they get their drugs through the VA. It's not too difficult of a pitch, honestly. We actually pitch them just like we're doing an educational pitch on Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement, just with the idea in mind that if they're using the VA as their primary drug coverage source, they don't necessarily need drug coverage on the outside. So we're looking basically at like a plan in versus a veteran aimed Medicare Advantage plan with a good network in their area. And when we're talking to them about that too, one of the things I like to bring up, because a lot of times they don't have the doubt already in mind at the VA, So there's a spot on the VA website, which I'll try to find and put a link somewhere in the comments, that actually tells VA participants from the VA that they should consider having outside coverage because they don't know if they'll have the funding permanently to cover them in the capacity that they currently are. And that's true. Anybody that sees how much money the country is spending right now, there's probably a lot of things they'll struggle to pay for in the future. But that would be probably one of the first ones to go, because most VA participants aren't military retirees. They're not even disabled. They're just people who are veterans. And I don't know, I'm a veteran. I don't remember them promising me health care for the rest of my life. That's great if we can pay for it, but it is a, I think it was specifically designed for disabled and retirees, not for everybody, but right now it's covering everybody. And they begin to think of it like this unlimited healthcare system, and it's not designed to be that way. It's just a little bit overfunded right now, and it probably won't always be funded that way. So I would harp on that a little bit. I mean, of course, I wouldn't insult them and tell them they shouldn't have access to the VA, but you would tell them, like, just because you deserve it, I hope you always have access to it. Thank you for your service. However, we know the way the government spends money, that funding might not always be there. They're already acknowledging that on their website. And so we do recommend having access to care from the get-go outside of that via a plan-in Medicare supplement or one of these Advantage plans that may fit your budget better. And then we just compare them. And normally they just pick one. Very rarely do they say, I'm just going to go with the VA, once you've told them that might cost them dearly down the road. So, all right, guys, that's all I'm going to talk about today. Appreciate you.